All right, so you're probably all wondering why I've got this strap, right? This is an old drill, but it is absolutely timeless, right? So it's called a strap drill. And basically what it's gonna help us to do, it's gonna teach us to learn how to use our right arm properly in the golf swing. And that's really important. So there's this old saying that when a lot of bad golfers hit the golf ball, they run out of right arm. Or imagine if I was gonna punch something out here and I just extended and I just barely reached it to where I was just absolutely just tapping it. I wanna be in here and I wanna be able to punch through this object where I'm extending past that point of impact directly through. So this teaches us to do the same thing with our right arm. So when I get into impact, hitting it the farthest, and players that hit it the farthest, their trail arm and their trail wrist is the most bent. And that's so different from most players that I see. Their right arm and right wrist are literally straight 2 feet before the golf ball. So all that power has been thrown away, or they've run out of right arm, right? For a right-handed golfer. That's where the saying comes from. So what do? You get a strap, right? I'm using a belt. You can use a luggage strap. You can use a rubber cordage, anything to where you've got your right arm pretty snug. It's so snug, I really can't even take a full backswing. Like, that's going to be about the limit of my backswing. This belt is not going to let me go past that. But it's not about making a full backswing here. You're going to be teaching yourself how to hit hard with the trail elbow as bent as possible. And what happens here, the more bend I get in this trail elbow, the deeper delivery and impact position I get as far as shaft lean, handle position. And then what's great about this too, the more my trail arm is bent as I get into the golf ball, I actually get to where my hips are back and my torso is bent over, right? There's a lot of you out there that run out of right arm because your body stands up. There's a lot of you that run out of right arm because your right arm throws it over the top. There's many different reasons, but I see it all too commonly. And it's a strange thing to try to want to hit something. Imagine if I was hitting a bag here, I want to hit like this. Most people are hitting like that, right? And when this happens also, you'll see when you take videos of yourself, your body hasn't rotated much. When we keep that trail arm as bent as possible, the rotation comes pretty effortlessly, right? So, you'll get yourself strapped up just below the bicep, just above the elbow. Know that you cannot take a full swing, so it's just a half golf swing. And what I start to feel there is I'm feeling that trail arm stay very bent, but also what's great, in order for my club to stay behind my hands, which is super important, this trail arm has to be bent. As soon as I start to straighten my trail arm, you see how there's this outward push that starts to throw the club out, or from this view it starts to throw it maybe into a flip position, a casted position, a position at impact that's weak to where I don't have much shaft lean. So it's important, but the longer I teach, the more I come back to how important the action of this trail arm is, especially when we hit the golf ball. And the more bent, the better, right? So here we go. Half a golf swing. So I hit that ball. I did not follow through all the way, but I could feel right away, in order to get down there, I could feel my body try to lower and I could feel my hips try to turn in order for me to be able to reach that golf ball, because the strap is making it very difficult for me to get my right arm straight. So right away you'll feel, okay, here's my address, and then down here is my impact position. Address, impact, to accommodate me keeping that strap on. If you start to fire your trail arm early, you're going to feel a really large pinch on that strap. So, give the strap a shot. It's not like instantaneous fix, but probably within 5 to 10 balls, you're going to get a much more powerful feeling of how your trail arm should be working through the shot. We don't need to be taking it all the way back there, right? All the way back here to get a good, powerful impact position. What ends up happening when people take it way back, their arm never gets back into the right position anyways, okay? So hitting some shots like that, you'll start to feel how bent can I keep my right arm and my right wrist. The more bent you can keep it, the harder you'll hit the golf ball, right? And you'll stop lifting up through the shots too. So that strap treatment will definitely help many of you out there. If you run into trouble at all, right, as you're starting to hit some, take smaller shots, right? You might only go from here to here, but I'm doing it in a way to where I'm really using my body to get to that impact. So I'm using my hips and legs to get there. When we start running out of right arm, the arm movement becomes so dominant that the body just responds and stands up, okay? So you're gonna feel more happening down in your glutes and in your hips and even in my back, to where I'm lowering more to get down to that impact position. So when you first do it, you might hit a couple weird ones, you might chunk a couple, I don't know. Especially if I get lower and then I still fire the club out, I could hit the ball pretty fat. Work past that, work through that, keep the strap on for a little bit more. Do it every day for about a week and see what happens to your ball striking. I think you'll start to get that sense of, man, my hands are actually starting to get in front of the ball. You see where setup and where impact is? The only way I can get there is the byproduct of this wrist and this arm being bent. There's no way I could get there if my wrist and arm are straight. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be there at impact. From this view, I want to see the shaft. You see how the shaft and my trail arm are not lined up, but then they are at impact. So right arm above the shaft, right arm on the shaft. So video clips, you'll see some of the best players and like, wow, they're all in that same position. And then bad players, they've ran out of right arm. I hope that helps. Go get a strap, take it to the range, have a lot of fun with it. Thanks for watching. If you're looking for a way to get more consistency in your golf swing, then I've got just the thing for you. I've put together a 3-part training series where I walk you through an easy process with one goal in mind, giving you a more efficient, athletic, and consistent golf swing. I call it the Consistency Clinic, and you can get the entire thing free of charge by clicking the link right here. This training series isn't available anywhere else, so go ahead, click the link right now, and I'll see you on the other side.